I will do what damage I can.
You know what, Red? You are quite the woman.
All right. Hi, guys. Welcome to the Screen Rant Suite. How are we feeling? Happy Comic-Con.
Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
How has it been so far? Favorite thing you've seen, done, anything? Just been...
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun. I think one of my favorite things was, seeing everybody dressed up and the atmosphere and the energy around the rooms.
Plus, they've been making us work very hard and withholding food. So, I'm starting to feel kind of delirious. I'm starting to hallucinate. No, we've had snacks.
Your team's don't tell her.
I'm only messing. Do you know, the signing was really good fun, wasn't it? Because we were right down in the middle of the madness on the convention floor.
Oh, you did like a signing on the floor. Oh, that's awesome.
It's all sorts of hoopla we were creating.
Everybody and I loved Super Mario and Luigi on a cart.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I'm obsessed.
I love that.
Matilda, tell me about this movie. I mean, it's kind of been a journey.
Yeah.
So tell me how it feels to be here, and just kind of how would you summarize it?
Pressured and privileged. I'm honored to be playing Red Sonja. It was such a fun journey from the self-tapes with MJ, how I got the part. Basically, I went to test in Bulgaria because I was shooting a show in Italy and I couldn't make it to LA. And then the next day I got a FaceTime video call from MJ, the director, when I was with my son, and I was like, oh my God, what do I do? Do I answer? And then she's like, I really need to ask you a question before, I make my decision. I'm sorry to bug you on a Sunday. And so I called her and she's like, do you want to be the next Red Sonja? And that was such a great moment. And then from the physical training, which was unbelievable because I got to do horseback riding, climbing, sword fighting. One thing that really will stay with me forever is this training that I did with the horse, besides the archery on the horse or trotting and galloping, was liberty, where basically you do everything with the horse on the ground with no saddle, no bridle, nothing. And I was sleeping with the horse and I was with my head on his chest and I could hear him breathing. It was such a crazy, thing to do, and so fun. And then, I love how she's a lot of she's fierce, she's raw, she's doing sword fighting and all these crazy badass things, but she's also got a big heart. And there's a big emotional journey that she goes through as a survivor, and it was really beautiful to be playing her.
Yeah. Wallis, what excited you most about this movie, and tell me a little bit about your character?
Okay, where do I begin? There's so much, honestly. From the moment I first read the script, I thought the story was amazing, and I love playing a villain. I think I've had my fair share of villains so far, but this one, to be honest, was completely different. She's so raw, she's so complex. I loved, her quest in finding the truth within the movie, and I think her character arc is a really painful but beautiful one. I really like the dynamics between myself and Red Sonja, and also between my character and Dragan, the other villain. But yeah, I think Anicia is just such a multi-dimensional character, and I think really being able to get in there and flesh her out and kind of peel back the layers was just such a joy to do.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time we're seeing her on screen, right?
I believe so, yeah. I believe she featured in the comics, but I believe this is the first time.
That's exciting.
Yeah, thank you.
Robert, I'll go back to you because she mentioned you playing the villain, Dragan. What is it like going from somebody so lovable like Klaus in Umbrella Academy to
playing Dragan the Misunderstood?
The Misunderstood. Is he misunderstood?
Go down
Tell me about
in the annals of history. Well, it was fun. It's great fun, isn't it, to play the baddie and to get to do lots of lunatic acting, and also, like you were saying about sort of finding the thread of vulnerability that exists at the center of anyone, I think, who does bad things, on a huge scale, You know, there's always some sort of twisted ideology behind it. And Dragon's no different. He's a sort of scared child man. And great fun to explore. And like, we shot this film in a really mystical, magical studio in Bulgaria where the studio backs out up into a mountain, you know, and there's all these permanent sets that are built into the forests, and it's a really magically cool place to make a film. And so it was just a joy, you know, it was great fun. I had loads of time off as well and didn't have to do any stunts as well. So it's the best of both worlds, you know.
What is lunatic acting?
I suppose a big villainous acting, you know. He's the guy who's in charge, so he kind of gets to fan his ego around the room or the arena, or wherever people are. And but he's also a sort of, he's kind of, you know, he's quite out there, but in a very affected way. And he's also a coward, you know. That's why he has big, beautiful General Karlak with him everywhere he goes, so he doesn't have to have a fist fight or get into a sword fight. So he's kind of he's sort of this technocrat-centric oddball who's completely out of touch with himself, you know, emotionally. And so it's just a sort of it was lovely exploring him from the inside out. And, you know, there's a lot of repressed anger came out of him, you know. There's a lot of kind of very childish acting out kind of acting. I suppose that's what I mean by lunatic acting. So yeah, it was great fun, you know. There's no limits, I think, to playing a baddie in a fantasy world. You can sort of go anywhere with it. And the production, MJ and the director, MJ Bassett, were very permissive, you know, and very trusting. So like, just come in and, you know, whatever you do, don't do that, and do everything else. And so it was, you know, it's really lovely, fun, just grown-up playtime for money.
That's so fun. I mean, you mentioned that they're a cute little duo back here. You mentioned
cute,
that you guys, cute duo. You mentioned your dynamic, but Martyn, can you expand on that a little more and tell me who you are, what you're about?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, General Karlak it kind of represents my true life, as in being married, going out with the wife, her getting me into trouble, and me having to sort the fights out thereafter. And she's I don't want to say a lunatic, but also has that element to her. So
Am I your wife in this analogy?
I believe so.
I'm so honoured.
But the fun that we had on set creating this and making this was phenomenal, and I do believe it kind of helped with our relationships within the show, because although at times I do remember us getting told off by MJ for making it too much fun, but it allowed us to have that bond and that connection between us two, where the look was enough, then we kind of understood what it meant. You know, and to be the right hand man to such an incredible character and an actor as Robert was an awesome experience for me. It was very much fun, and we definitely left everything that we could possibly bring to the screen there. And I believe it plays through on the film as well, so hopefully there's something in it for everyone.
Yeah. When I think of Red Sonja, I think of the comic and then the Bridget Nielsen version, and I'm curious, bringing this movie into 2025, what was important for you to, you know, hold true, and then what was important for you to modernize? Like, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so when I got the role, I started reading some of the comics, and there's so many versions, especially if you go back to like the original ones. And I think the character really evolved in the years. And when I read the script, then that's kind of like, I wanted to give my own take, obviously, of the character. But one thing that I realized reading the comics is that she's a survivor before she's a warrior. So I wanted to bring like the rawness and the fierceness, but also like the heart and the vulnerability that she has. And I think, yeah, that's the main thing that like I wanted to bring.
Yeah, and obviously it's a big world. You know, I also think of Conan the Barbarian. Like, what are all your hopes for the film, the franchise? What would you love to see?
You know, it goes ahead to make $1 billion in the box office, and
That's the dream.
and they make 15 sequels. You know what I mean? So that's probably going to happen.
I want to add to Robbie's desires. Yeah, I think, like Red Sonja is such an iconic character. And, like Superman, who's been around for 90 years, I think it's really nice to bring, for this generation, like a new version of her and who she is, and it's kind of it's not about retelling the same story. It's a very different narrative, and it's fleshing her out to this version of who she is based on the original comics.
What hero did you gravitate to the most when you were a kid, when you were growing up? Who was your person? Because when you're explaining that, I'm like, I was like such a Lara Croft girl.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
Jim Carrey's The Riddler. I really enjoyed him.
You are a lunatic.
Yeah. He was so, like, as a little kid, he was so incredibly wildly stimulating.
Do you have one?
I mean, Lara Croft was a big one for me, but I had a brother, and I feel like I was watching what he was watching, so like Spider-Man was like the biggest one.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Oh, sorry, go on, Martin. I was just going to also add, possibly remains one of my favourite films of all time, is Demolition Man, starring Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
That was a great movie.
Yeah.
And Wesley Snipes, what a brilliant villain he was in that movie.
Yeah, it was an incredible film. For myself, I think I came more from the larger than life characters, from the WWE to the big on screen such as the Hulk and so on. Hence why I probably ended up how I did.
Can't see one.
That makes sense now.
I would say another thing I really loved was Mortal Kombat, and I'm really excited for the sequel. What can we expect? Just give me a little taste.
Well,
I'm already watching all the Uncaged movies. So.
It's incredible, to be honest. I feel because I've been so busy for the last couple of years going from project to project, this has been the first time I can sit back and sort of let it all sink in of what's happened and where it's at. And we had the announcement that Mortal Kombat was the largest ever viewed trailer, 126 million views in 24 hours, or something crazy, which it's not bad. And the film's incredible, in all honesty. I watched the trailer, and this sounds really bad, so I hope no one's listening to this. I watched the trailer. No, but I watched the trailer.
Going into a rant.
I watched the trailer and I was like, I haven't put, in my opinion, the best bits in it. Like, wow. And that trailer did so well. So when people see the actual film, I think they'll be shocked. The film carries so much depth, from the story to the humor to the action. They've done phenomenal, absolutely incredible, and to be a small part in that clog is it's awesome.
Yeah, another Sonja.
Can I just quickly say that I also feel like with Red Sonja, they also didn't put a lot of the best parts in the trailer. I don't know if you guys would agree. So yeah,
the trailer is a kind of it's a calling card, isn't it? I'm glad as well that they didn't roll out the plot. Do you know they do that with the trailers sometimes? And they're like repellents. You watch it and you go, I'm not watching that. Yeah.
I've seen it now.
Yeah. It's like, so where's all, there's no surprises left in the box. Yeah. But I think the whole trailer marketing culture has gone away from that now, where it's like, just give people a little taste, a little soupçon. and then
Little soupçon.
Little moose-bouche. As opposed to like, this happens and then that happens, there for your ticket price, good luck. But it's I really like the trailer. The trailer's a very different beast to the film as well, isn't it? It's like it's its own little film thing.
I like your screen rants.
Have me on every week.
Anybody else have anything they want to say?
What's annoying you this week, Rob?
I'll end with this note. We were talking about heroes that we love, and what would it mean to you, come here next year, people are dressed as your version of Red Sonja, they're gravitating towards that character. Like, what do you hope fans take away from it, and how amazing would that be?
I mean, I got a little taste of it this morning.
You did?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I feel honored to be playing such an iconic character, and let's make a second one.
Yeah. Well, thank you all so much. I'll let you enjoy the rest of your Comic-Con.
Thank you.
Thanks for having the Screen Rant.
This and these.
And that protects.
Nothing. The crowd will love it.